Wednesday, 4th of April, TruthAus. Red pill timeline summary. I'd sort of done a bit of a timeline, and this is somewhat of a summary. The summary will be posted before the timeline because it just took that long to do. It's about 120 items. Anyway, let's get to it. What we've got here is obviously the 13 Russians indicted. We've now got a Dutch lawyer sentenced in the Mueller probe. Yeah, it must have been quite small. He was lying. He got done for a bit like Flynn. He got done for lying to a federal agent. I wonder if that was Strzok. Anyway, we'll get to that. But why is this significant for Australia? Well, Sergei Skripal, the Russian counter double agent that was poisoned. Hopefully he survives. His daughter looks like she might be waking up, which would be fantastic. But this is relevant for us. Now, it says here Donald Trump has joined. All Donald Trump said is that, yeah, it looks like it. And it does look like it based on a lot of reports. Anyway, Mr. Turnbull said Australia stood with the UK in condemning Russia for the outrageous use of the nerve agent. The Russian government must explain how a military-grade nerve agent developed by Russia was used in the UK, endangering the lives of hundreds of people. The Russian government must also explain why its Novichok program had not been declared to the Organisation for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons consistent with its legal obligations. So essentially he's gone out, stood with the UK. No surprise there. But the significance of this is huge. Anyway, it's not in the media, but as much as it should be, people are not talking like they should, but either way, this is what's happening. So we've kicked some diplomats out. Russia's now kicking diplomats out. And yeah, so if we look into this though, this Novichok program, it's mentioned, and essentially I suppose that's the only evidence we have at the moment. It goes through and explains some things, but basically in 2016, Iranian chemists synthesized 5 agents for analysis. So the synthesis of these chemicals is already in at least in the Iranian domain, or at least in someone else's domain. It's outside of Russia, that's for sure. And we come down here and it talks about poisoning of Sergei Skripal on April 3rd. Defense Science and Technology Laboratory announced that it was completely confident that the agent used was Novichok, although they still did not know the precise source. How do you determine the source of a chemical? Anyway, so it's completely confident. I'm sure we've heard those words before. So, essentially where are we at as far as the timeline goes? A lot of things have happened, and you could say Q brings it up. Q talks about the red pill, the blue pill. And I thought I'm relatively new to this. I shouldn't have to do it, but I am doing it. I feel compelled to at least talk about it and contribute something. So where are we at? We've now got the Nexus sex slave ownership stuff and the branding, all that blowing up. But that's the next step, or the next transition. What we know is Trump's met with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping's met with Kim Jong-un. Trump and Putin have agreed to meet, and hopefully all this stuff doesn't get in the way, because essentially that's jumped right in the middle of it all. And Trump and Kim Jong-un are set for a meeting. So at the end of the day, we could see peace, potentially. It'd be fantastic. But when you go to the media, and if you look at it from a blue pill perspective, Trump is somehow indicted for consensual sex with Stormy Daniels. The First Lady's shocked. She leaves him. Trump's trade war kills the dollar. Russia's poisoned a double agent who lived openly in the UK for many years, which doesn't make any sense. The media keep bashing Trump and Putin, and someone gets their war. And this time, we all get to watch in HD. You know, well, no, that's crazy. From my side, there's been a bit of a different timeline. And when we go through that timeline, we have a look. We've got things like the DNC was caught cheating Bernie Sanders out of the primary. Peter Strzok, basically, he's got his fingerprints over everything. It's shown that he has a bias. But he was involved in the investigations of everything from the Wiener laptop, the Clinton emails, Mueller, Trump, Russia, the Flynn interview, the Flynn judge. We're now getting that he basically tried to influence that. Well, he did, possibly, allegedly influence that. We've got McCabe. So essentially, we know that he's leaked. It looks like he's lied. Plus, there's the insurance policy from the Strzok page. SMS text messages. We've got Comey, who's leaked and more than likely lied. We've got the DNC paying for the Steele dossier. We've got the Steele dossier and Papadopoulos being used as the basis for the Pfizer warrant to surveil a member of the Trump campaign. We've now got Bruce Orr's wife working with Fusion GPS. And remember, Fusion GPS are the ones that worked with and got the Steele dossier. We've got the Podesta emails with Spirit Cooking. It's known that Hillary had classified information on her private server. That is known. There's no doubt about that. It's known that evidence was destroyed. It's known that Anthony Weiner and Aberdeen had classified information. Lynch Clinton had that tarmac meeting. And at the end of the day, seriously, come on. Seth Rich was very much confirmed as the DNC leaker via the WLSearch.tk that was put out by Trump Jr. when he released Transparent. He just, boom, here you go, have the whole lot. If you're going to leak a little bit, take the whole lot. So he was transparent. So we've got WLSearch.tk, we've got Kim.com, we've got the $20,000 reward. We've got Assange stating that he will never confirm nor deny any leakers. So at the end of the day, how much more confirmation can you really ask for? And these things are known. There's no debate over all those. But yet we're somehow still trudging down this path. Look, and the war drums beat. You go down the red pill timeline. Where are we at? Well, the first thing I question is, was Strzok, the FBI agent, involved with that Dutchman, the Dutch lawyer? Anyway, what else have we got? Potentially 24,000 sealed indictments. That's very much confirmed depending on your sources. We've got, and check this one out, Sydney Morning Herald. Poisoned Russian spy linked to Trump dossier. Now, come on, people. Read through it. There's a link there. There is a link to the Steele dossier. At the end of the day, they're going to war, or potentially, this is the start of war. This is what happens when you start going to war. You kick the diplomats out. So we'll see. Hopefully people start to talk. So that Skripal is linked to the Steele dossier, or through Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS made payments to journalists to spread fake news, basically. You've got BuzzFeed getting sued. Down that red pill timeline, you've got the Wiener laptop and references to insurance files. There's potential videos. And then you've got Q with his references to boom, 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 his plus, 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 shots from, or photographs potentially from Air Force One, and these different things. And then now they're saying potentially they've opened a case on Q. The FBI has opened a case. But at the end of the day, look, people, who knows? This is unprecedented. Why are we even getting access to this information? Why do people need to get out and talk? And I think it comes down, I suppose, to the definition of liberty, something Australians don't necessarily have. And maybe Turnbull's decision here to just blindly back the UK might backfire, and we might gain some independence. But to me, it comes down to liberty. The difference between freedom and liberty. Liberty is freedom with responsibility. And yeah, maybe the citizens can start around the world, everyone, myself included, we all start to take a little bit more responsibility with that liberty. But anyway, for many, this, I think what's about to happen now, and we all need to sit back and think, why? There's no need for war. Hopefully there's no need for war. Between all the lies, how can the people of the world ever decide whether a war is truly needed? And for many, I think it needs to be realised that it's probably a fight for the death. In the States, I think the penalty for treason is death. And yeah, I think a lot of people might be fighting for their life. This is a fight till the end. Anyway, people, thank you for sticking it out, and bye from TruthAus.